Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
If anybody is brand new to the crypto space or even just developing that financial literacy in terms of investments, do not compare your 6-month journey in investing or your 6-month crypto portfolio to somebody else that has been busting their ass for 5 to 10 years. Your time will come, and that person that seems or appears to be successful, they most likely went through the same struggles or similar struggles that you are going through today. They've probably been down in drawdown 80%. They've probably been liquidated entirely from being over-leveraged trading. Nobody just succeeds. You're seeing some one-off cases of somebody making millions of dollars from a meme coin or some crazy NFT they held and frankly got lucky. And I want to try to help some people keep perspective sometimes. I know it can get bad when you're comparing your situation to another, and that one quote, "Comparison is the greatest thief of joy." You're on your path. It's unique. Focus on you. Don't be jealous of others that have had short-term or long-term success. Use it as motivation. Use it as inspiration. If anybody can do it, that means you can do it too. Okay, really quick, if you hold XRP and you have not read the Q4 2021 XRP Markets Report, I highly recommend visiting Ripple Insights in the top left and reading this. It's just a 12-minute read. This was posted just last week, and this has a crucial summary over not just the XRP ledger developments and what this means for the future of XRP, which I wholeheartedly believe in. It's just a matter of time, but they also go over the entire crypto market, going over the first ever BTC futures ETF in the United States, some of the biggest liquidations in the crypto market. You can see BTC open interest peaked at $28 billion. This asset class is here to stay. Talking about huge brands such as Adidas getting involved into metaverse projects. Talking about a variety of airdrops across a variety of ecosystems, including the XRP ledger, the rise of DAOs and DeFi, and the growing value of total value locked in this ecosystem. In the span of just 3 months, going from $11.5 billion to more than doubling to $26.5 billion. When I see this type of crazy growth and crazy levels of adoption, it makes me feel so unbelievably confident about the total value locked growing into the trillions of dollars. I know that sounds crazy, but from the past several years, we watched crypto assets total value locked go from a few $1 million to $100 billion. And the asset class has, yes, surpassed technically $3 trillion. I believe that there's going to be over $1 trillion in the years to come in total value locked in DeFi protocols. And I think that's frankly just realistic. I think that we're going to be governed by protocols in the future. And this is something I shared in my last video. I don't own a piece of a company when I invest into cryptocurrency. I'm not owning a share of any company. We own a piece of the protocol, a piece of the network, and we're betting on the adoption of tons of dApps coming to this ecosystem and the utility of the network or that protocol. So I'm just saying, hey SEC, take some notes, because I think this is already well known. You can see Glenn Hutchins side by side with some of the biggest names in the industry right here on Digital Currency Group, side by side with Barry Silbert. He's had some interesting comments about crypto assets and owning the protocol, and is quoted to say, the value is in the protocol. Now, of course, the gamble is which protocols get mass adopted and which ones have the highest return on investment. This gentleman has made some very interesting comments about crypto assets and XRP. Highly recommend checking his background. Notice that the UK's FCA, that already called XRP not to be a security, has affirmed to launch support for XRP, fostering the growth of DigiVault's compliance and risk-focused custody solutions for corporates and high-net-worth individuals. We also have Delta Exchange becomes the first CeFi or centralized finance exchange globally to launch XRP options. We can see some interoperability news for the XRP ledger, which is crucial. You can talk about the stability issues of the XRP ledger, whereas there's other blockchains like Solana that was actually down for well over a single day, which is crazy to me. And we can see the global central bank digital currency Momentum partnering with the Republic of Palau. And please remember that Ripple also joined the Digital Pound Foundation to focus on the development and implementation of a digital pound in the United Kingdom. And please recall the friendly regulation with the FCA of the UK. And please recall that Ripple's still continuing to build the momentum in the MENA region, the Middle East and Northern Africa region, with $78 billion in remittances in 2020 from Saudi Arabia and the UAE. And Ripple did announce the first ever on-demand liquidity corridor that is going to be deployed in the Middle East. Through a partnership with the international blockchain-based services company, I say PYYPL, I've heard people say people or PIPL. The two will bring instant low-cost remittances to the area, starting with the UAE. Using ODL and leveraging which asset? XRP. It starts slow, building volume, and then creates a ground floor price in due time. We can see the Al Fardan exchange over in the UAE. Just as I've mentioned, we've taken a leap and leveraging blockchain technology to revolutionize cross-border payments as we've partnered with RippleNet Cloud, Ripple's cloud-based global financial network. And this is one of the UAE's leading financial service providers, announcing a partnership with Ripple. Speaking of partnerships, on payments.com, this was announced just a couple days ago. We have Ripple the company and Modular partner on easier payments. These two groups, Ripple and Modular, have joined forces to offer seamless payments to customers in Europe and the UK. Modular says its payment as a service solution offers access to crucial payment infrastructure. Now, we've shown the documentation for the past 4 years about faster payments. We even have chaps right here. You have SWIFT and SEPA. It is also one of the few non-banks directly connected to the Bank of England, which is a paid Ripple client, allowing it to settle funds at the UK's central bank. And the CEO and founder of Modular goes on to say, his company and Ripple share the goal of making it easier to send and control global business payment flows by removing the hidden inefficiencies plaguing international payments today. They look forward to working with Ripple on delivering RTP real-time payments that are price competitive and reliable into the UK and Europe, and then globally in the months to come. And please don't forget about the Ripple Liquidity Hub. I think that this is going to be integrated with all of the Ripple partners, specifically ODL users today. Also, the Crypto Climate Accord, don't forget about this. This was last April, but please refer back to it because this is going to be a huge part of the narrative in the future. This is why assets such as Casper, Algorand, HBAR, XLM are so much more efficient, and arguably some of these networks are carbon negative. Energy usage is going to be huge. It's all about sustainability, because whatever networks do, in fact, get mass adoption and explode in price from here, they have to be highly efficient. And of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're going to survive. They're probably going to do very well long term, but the ones with the highest ROI from today's dates are the ones I'm most interested in. You see all the goals across the board with these climate accords, achieving net zero emissions for the entire crypto market, including all business operations beyond blockchain and retroactive emissions by 2040. And yes, the crypto market going from 1 trillion to 3 trillion, then crashing well below 2 trillion. This market is going to go to 10 trillion, 50 trillion, 100 trillion dollars in the decades to come, and that's not debatable. So it's so crucial to make the trillions of dollars energy efficient. Even right here, if you think I'm making that up, across industries, the adoption of sustainable measures like this can save the global economy an estimated $26 trillion by 2030. Guys, we are 8 years away to save $26 trillion. Next up, guys, so Hedera dropped this monster news in collaboration with the HBAR Foundation and Ubisoft. You may have heard of this group. They are massive, and they're setting up a Hedera dedicated track into the Ubisoft Entrepreneurs Lab. The Entrepreneurs Lab supports startups on a global scale, focusing on the future of entertainment. The Hedera Global Governing Council. Looks like Ubisoft has joined this council. And even when we saw yesterday right here, HBAR on the left-hand side, a 4-hour candle body from body to body, you can see it was a 10% pump alone from 21 cents to over 24 cents. Now, everybody's going to be buying HBAR here. It's like, guys, HBAR is going to be one of the most sound, reliable holds. If you want something that goes up 1,000x overnight, you can go gamble. HBAR to me is just like XRP. It is a sure thing. Now, that is not financial advice. Nobody has all the answers. We are all speculating in this market, but based off of my research, I am confident in HBAR, XRP, and a variety of assets, and partially because they're backed by some of the biggest titans of industry. And this is all about the growth of gaming, and frankly, we knew this was coming. We knew Hedera was going to be naming some more partners, and I cannot imagine who else they have that is coming on board. We heard Access for HBAR talking about some of the top gaming companies. I'm guessing that this is one of the companies that they did not announce and they were sharing to announce here. Isn't that exciting? So this is on the Hedera.com blog. I highly recommend checking this out if you have time. And this is just the beginning for HBAR. And if you cannot wait and understand the opportunity at hand, I would not recommend investing. This is only for grown adults that can be accountable for their own decisions. Also, X_Anderson, this is tips. This is the target instant payment system. We've talked about across the board, all of the XRP integrations. 30 years at this point, and I just wanted to share some of this. So going over this multi-currency, Target 2, this is plugged right into Task Group, which is a Ripple partner, and they've already been a partner with Ripple for several years. We've seen the documentation stemming back from 2015. I highly recommend looking at this, looking at the narratives as well about green and energy sustainability, talking about the Bitcoin network and maybe not being as efficient as it could be. This is just a beautiful thread. Highly recommend going through this 24/7, 365 payments, low cost, low latency, and high volume payments. What do you think happens whether you believe XRP, XLM, any other crypto asset that's going to be integrated into central bank digital currencies when you're having hundreds or thousands of payments or millions of dollars every single second going over these networks on a public ledger? Going to create a ground floor price, and the higher the volume goes, the higher the demand is, the lower the supply is, and then eventually the price goes up, whether the price goes up slow and steady or just explodes. This is what I believe. A lot of us believe, studying this market and studying other markets, that we are witnessing the beginning of a new asset class that will literally eclipse or be the bedrock for all these other asset classes. Taking settlement from, T+1, T+2, T+3, sending a payment and then settling on the back end 3 days later? No, come on guys, we're in 2022. Over the next few years, we're working on getting instant payments so that this correspondent banking relationship is so much more efficient. In a couple of years, we're going to look back and laugh at how we didn't realize this opportunity, and we're going to look stupid until it happens. And I'm willing to look stupid for a very long time because the payout is unbelievable. So anyways, this is an amazing thread by Anders L. We're also having crazy news across the board. Russia has agreed to a 30-year contract to supply gas to China via a new pipeline. We'll settle the new gas sales in euros. Crazy things. Please consider the BRICS nations. Please consider the Russian central bank and all the findings that even King Solomon has shown related to trialing XRP. This is not conspiracy. Literally Google the patents and subscribe to King Solomon on YouTube. We have Bank XRP showing this, the Bank of London and their connections to Ripple. This is not a joke. Highly recommend checking this out. And really, he goes on to emphasize atomic settlement in this video clip. It's a minute long. Well worth your time. These are things that these gentlemen have been talking about for several years, and then all of a sudden you get news that they're connected to the Digital Pound Foundation for the United Kingdom, and Ripple is a paid client by the Bank of England. And remember, even Sandy Young of Ripple right here, talking about the partnership of Ripple and Modular. They're expanding into the United Kingdom and the European Union, and then they said in the coming months, globally. And then please consider the Ripple Liquidity Hub. Now, to get into the good stuff as well with Casper, CSPR. It was announced that Swappery will be the first launch on CasperPad, as well as the first cross-chain DEX, a decentralized exchange on Casper Network, building regardless of current price. And also, thank you for the tag. I might butcher your name, shared by Rect_Voyak. Now, thank you. This is cross-chain bridge coming to Casper. This is interesting with MetaMask interoperability, leveraging the EVM, Ethereum's virtual machine. I'll play this clip right here, and this is just across the board what we've been seeing for a variety of assets. And I think you understand, when we create bridges to all these ecosystems, what happens? As the quote goes, money flows where it can go. And I really look at money as value, as liquidity. So if you create bridges to a bunch of ecosystems and break down the dams, all of this value can interoperate and flow between a variety of ecosystems. So this is just the beginning. Also, Blockworks, Ferrari CEO, goes on to say that we are exploring how to incorporate Web 3.0, the metaverse, and NFTs. You have the full transcript of the phone call right here. So the Ferrari CEO says this. We've seen Adidas and a variety of global brands, Nike, etc. This is going to be a domino effect, guys. And just because you're not seeing the immediate results in price, it's still going to happen. And when you zoom out on the macro, when we look back in a couple years, we're going to say, wow, this is pretty obvious. Don't get sucked in on the 30-minute chart. Last but not least, we'll finish up with Crypto Eddy. So remember, Triangle Payments, just another group building for XRP utility. You can't make this stuff up. We call this the year of ODL. To understand, 2022 is the year for on-demand liquidity. ODL, 100% utilizing XRP, and their business is up 26% year over year. This is on payments.com. Highly recommend reading it. I did in fact retweet it. Absolutely beautiful. As Crypto Eddy goes on to say, XRP will decouple sooner than later because money will always move. Utility matters.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.